Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Thursday. Nope, today is Friday, June 19th. Happy Juneteenth. But I'm solving the puzzle from yesterday, Thursday, June 18th, which I did not get around to yesterday. Yesterday's puzzle is by Scott Hogan. It is his 7th for the New York Times. But many of those, if not all of the previous ones, have been collaborations. And this might be his first solo effort, and certainly his first Thursday. And on this, for this Thursday puzzle, we'll expect a midweek, mid-difficulty grid with a potentially tricky or intricate theme. So let's dive in and see what Scott Hogan has for Thursday, June 18th. Prepares for offspring. Oh, goodness. I don't know if there's a pun here or not. Hack. This could be a noun or a verb. Could be something like chop, but I'm not sure. Supplier to Wile E. Coyote is the Acme Corporation. There's a movie coming out about this, I think, or if it's not out already. Wile E. Coyote versus Acme Corporation, presumably a fictional lawsuit involved there. Employee after working hours on severance. Oh, I know the concept here, but I haven't seen the show, so I'm not familiar with the lingo. Soul only, maybe? It could also be the kind of fish, but I'm not sure. Horse with a muted coat. Is that a roan? Does this work here? Literature course, that could be English, so that looks okay. Former Governor Schwarzenegger informally, so Arnie, the nickname for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Goosebumps authors R.L. Stein. Occur at the same time. I really wanted CON something, but then this doesn't really work. Skillful move. Maneuver? Like that? There's a spelling of it that has an O in it as well. To coincide. There we go. To occur at the same time as to coincide. Okay. I've been to the mountaintop. MLK Jr. speech. Of the foot prefix. Presumably we want PED here. Prefix which means related to the foot. Gave a hand, maybe aided. Bit of Yahtzee equipment. A dice cup, maybe? I don't remember that. I haven't played it a lot, but I don't remember that game having a dice cup. But I'm familiar with the concept of a dice cup, and I'm aware that it is in use in several games. Chemical agent used to make frosted glass. I have no idea. Colas in the Cola Wars. Do we want rivals or something like that? This looks weird, though. Colas in the Cola Wars. I don't know. Non-specific response to who's there. It's me? Downfall of the boy in 2018's Beautiful Boy in brief. Fuyumi Blank, author of the 12 Kingdoms fantasy novels. Don't know. Big name in archery equipment. Don't know that either. Bonafide numbskull. Who knows? Essence. Could be something like aura. Could be something else, though. The blank is withered from the lake. Water? Bro question mark. Essence. If it was water, this would start with an E. I don't like that. Essence. You're funny. LOL, I guess. Oh, argon, krypton, and xenon informally. Are they the nobles? The noble gases? Prepares for offspring. Moon of Jupiter that has a liquid ocean under its surface. Europa, I think. the Europa Clipper mission on its way there to try and take some measurements. Prepares for offspring. Why am I not seeing this? Adrenaline surge providers. EpiPens? Absolute alternatives. That's a vodka. Stolies, I guess, the other brand of vodka. Oh, prepares for offspring. Nests. There we go. Hermana de la madre. Hermana is a brother. Brother of your mother is your uncle. A tío, I think, is what we want. An outie? Is that the thing for it? The blank is withered from the lake. Word rhymed with flash in a visit from St. Nicholas. Sash, I think? The terrible twos for one. That's a phase in a toddler's growth. Improvise. I really wanted makeup here. Improvise. Feminine sides. Feminine sides. Why sides? 35 across says sit question mark. Do I have anything else here? Bro question mark? Obnoxiously blingy. What is the word that I want here? Rose up in dialect. Dialect, I don't know. Rents out again. Do we want relets? It's a pretty bit of crosswordese there. Chemical agent used to make frosted glass. Don't know. Kidlet character who says, it's not much of a tale, but I'm sort of attached to it. Is that Eeyore, the donkey from Winnie the Pooh? What else can I get here? Bonafide numbskull. Like shipping that's not quite overnight. Next day? Oh, that's what a 1 day shipping maybe then? Rose up. Follower of quick or dim. Oh, actually overnight would be 1 day, so maybe 2 day, because this will be quick-witted or dim-witted is what we want. Blank lion, Penn State mascot. I don't know what kind of lion that is. Total after costs. Total after costs. I want net something. Where many things get tossed. The can? Alfred Blank, co-creator of the original IQ test. And here too I want something else. But I don't know, mix blank. Ice cream shop supply. Mix-ins. So not the can then. Where many things get tossed. The bin? Alfred. What if this is net something? Chill way to take things in stride. You can take things in stride. Alfred. Like pickles and some potato salads. Why some pickles? Vinegary? Maybe? So heavy you could grunt. There's this clue is in square brackets, so the answer is going to be some kind of action or vocalization or something like that. Net something. Net gain? No. Masters. The verb or the noun. Relative of Hindi is Urdu. Spoken the same, written differently. More or less the same. Traditional parka material, I guess fur. They might be seeded. Ryes, like rye breads, might be seeded. Masters could be gurus then. This does look like net gain, doesn't it? This looks like maybe moron. Total after costs net gain. Well, maybe. Mustang lion? That looks weird. Alfred, I don't know who that is. Sit? Question mark. Feminine sides. Use at your own risk and not professional advice for 2. These are disclaimers. Follower of 4 on a love note. Forever, I guess. Boston's Massachusetts Avenue. Some yellow-green sodas informally. Dews, Mountain Dews. What time did in fun times? Well, when you're having fun, time flies. Mind-reading scan in a way. fMRI, functional magnetic resonance imaging scan. Cellar stock, probably wines. Next one's on mute. I owe you. Checking out. Checking out. Ale? Question mark. This looks like fairy tale. Fairy tale ending. So the ale would be the ending of fairy tale. Okay. Something beginning here? What kind of beginning? Big name, don't know. Fuyumi, this doesn't look good. No, this doesn't look good. I really thought I had it there. Maybe it's not only. I don't like that, actually. Colas in the oh, Pepsi's. That's certainly opening. Okay. Broadway? Maybe this... Oh, Hermana! I misread it. Hermana is a sister of De La Madre. Yeah, Broadway opening. Okay. And then sit. Center. Visitor center. Sit is in the middle of the word visitor. Okay, great. Okay, then let's see if Class A moron, bona fide numbskull, Class A moron. So soul is lone, not only. Hack is to chop, and Fuyumi Ono, author of the 12 Kingdoms fantasy novels, have to check those out. Essence. Don't see that yet. Improvise, wing it. The sedge is withered from the lake, and the essence of something is the gist. So this is Hoyt. Obnoxiously blingy could be garish, and that would make this an etchant chemical agent used to make frosted glass. Rose up, rared up, maybe. Feminine sides, animas. I think that's a Jungian thing. And then I really do not know how I'm going to get this letter. Nitany, maybe? Binet seems like maybe a thing, but I really am just guessing at that one. I know where to go if I don't get it, if I have something wrong. 1.0 GPA is a D grade, a D like that. Sort of a selection process, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, probably. Bob with the silver bullet band. Bob Seeger. That's not how you spell Seeger, actually, so that's probably not right. Checking out. Eyeing, maybe? Maybe it is Seeger. Bob Segal? $2 coin, eh? It's a toonie in Canada. Meth? A billion years in astronomy is an eon. To drive is to, or a drive. Bunger? Hunger. A drive, a hunger. Okay. So this was Seeger, Bob Seeger. Okay, I thought Seeger had 3 E's. Anyway, let's see if that's right. Okay, let's take a look at today's theme. No revealer, but we have 3 themed clues. We have bro question mark And the answer is Broadway opening. Broadway opening, just a sort of a regular phrase, but you have to reinterpret that to think, what is the opening, and particularly the opening, what is the opening of the word Broadway? And so the first three letters of the word Broadway are bro. And so in a sort of a Jeopardy-ish way, bro could fulfill, if Broadway opening was the clue, bro could actually be the answer. In that sense, we're kind of going in reverse here. Here we have a visitor center, again, normal phrase here, but we want the center of the word visitor, so we lop two letters off the outside of the word, VI on the left and OR on the right. We get SIT, so sit becomes the answer to that. And fairy tale ending, again, a normal phrase, but if you take the end, ALE, of the fairy tale, then you get just ale. And that becomes the fairy tale ending. So that's a clever and tricky theme because there's really nothing in the clue until you start to figure out what's going on. There's nothing in the clue that actually can tell you how to put in the entry. So you really have to get some crosses, figure out what's going on in the theme, and then start to put things in the other way. Now I had gotten fairy tale ending and was convinced this was beginning, but first of all, I had the wrong entry in at 15 across, and second of all, beginning was not the way to go here, and so that threw me off for a little bit, but eventually got to Broadway opening and then finally to visitor center. Let's take a look at some other clues here. Prepares for offspring, for some reason, really eluded me for a long time, but it ends up being nests, which you can do as a human too, but I think more clearly connected to that word for birds and other nesting animals. Hack ends up being not, what did I have? I don't even remember what I had in there at first, but it ends up being chop. And soul ends up being not only, but lone. What else here? Yeah, I'm 90% sure that this animas is from Jungian philosophy here. If it's not, I'll put the correction, and I'll double check, but if it's not, I'll put the correction in the video description. This ends up being Alfred Binet. I'll have to look him up, but that name again does sound familiar. Rents out again. We want the British, sort of more commonly British way of saying to rent out a place, which is to let. And so this ends up being re-lets, which is again one of these crossword things you probably wouldn't find in everyday conversation, but that's fine. I have not heard of Beautiful Boy, but seems he was brought down by meth. Too bad. And then what else? They might be seeded. I guess a little bit tricky because you wouldn't immediately go to bread here, but in this case we do want that. I'll have to look up Bob Seeger and make sure that's the same person I'm thinking of, whose name I apparently have been misspelling in my head. I've never heard of anybody calling noble gases nobles, but sure, I suppose. This tripped me up because I did not pay sufficient attention to the gender of the first word here, hermana, feminine gender instead of hermano, which would have given me tio. I mean, even the endings of the words agree in that way. Should have gotten that. Class A moron might be a debut. That's a pretty fun clue. And I've not heard of Fuyumi Ono, so I'll have to check her out as well. Not heard of an etchant, though. I mean, this is not a name of like a proper name of a chemical agent. It's just a sort of a generic name, which it makes fine sense. Disclaimers, I wonder if is also a debut in the puzzle. This is a good clue for that. To look up the Nittany lion, not sure what's going on there. Vinegary actually is a word that people would use in standard conversation, but certainly have not seen that in the grid before. $2 coin A is a good reference to the Canadian toonie. Masters is tricky. I mean, there's a bunch of these actually. I missed a bunch on the cross side as well, but there's a bunch of these which the part of speech is a little bit ambiguous here. Drive could be a verb, but in this case we want the noun, a hunger for something, and masters could be again a noun, a verb, but we want the noun, the plural noun, gurus. And what time did in fun times is a fun way of cluing flu. So that's the puzzle for Thursday, June 18th. I hope you enjoyed this solve. If you did, let me know by leaving me a thumbs up. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, I will try and do today's puzzle as well for Friday, June 19th. Then hit the subscribe button and you'll get the notification when that's up. And thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Cheers.